Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simon here with the penultimate episode of the Book of Boba Fett. New haircut. Fresh haircut over the weekend. I've been very ill the last couple of days. I thought it was food poisoning at first. Then it developed into like a fever, flu kind of thing. Still not feeling 100%. So if I'm a little bit low energy, that might be why. But either way, I'm excited to watch the second to last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Last week's episode could be more accurately titled The Book of the Mandalorian, because it was an episode where Boba didn't appear at all. And obviously a lot of people were kind of split on it. They all felt, and I felt, it was an excellent episode of The Mandalorian. Did a lot to advance Din's story post Season 2 of The Mandalorian, but this is the Book of Boba Fett, and realistically you should have that character appear. Now, from my understanding is that this series was supposed to be 6 episodes. They threw in a 7th episode to basically advance Din's story, and in that circumstance I don't mind it at all, because if it wasn't supposed to be in the original concept, if it was just supposed to be 6 episodes and we're still getting those 6 episodes, I don't mind so much. Now, obviously, there's a lot of speculation as to what could happen in this episode with the way it left off last time. I think the thing I'm most excited about here is the fact it's written by Dave Filoni. And Dave Filoni, obviously with all of his Star Wars connections, the fact that he is essentially George Lucas's heir is something that excites me. And, you know, the episodes that he's involved with always turn out to be special. Now, we could end up going to find Grogu. We could end up seeing Luke. There's a number of things that could happen here. I have no idea whatsoever. We're in the unknown territory right now because everything that was in the trailers has already happened. The story elements are up in the air as to what, you know, could happen. And so, you know, I guess we'll find out with the next sort of 45 minutes. So, yeah, we're going to jump in. Before we do, I want to say a big thank you, as always, to my Patreon super supporters. I do apologise. BredeTheGreat, Ernesto Sanchez Jr, Frank Tremel, Henri Afschrift, Karen Abel, Lord Zero, Michael Y, Mr. Greg 89, Nick Walters, Nightwolf 37, and Tenor Mike 3. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump in.
Do you know where you are, gentlemen?
Cobb Vanth!
Think it through.
I was not expecting Cobb Vanth to show up here. They're not going to accept that. Who's fastest on the draw? Cobb Vanth is. Uh-oh. 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 Is this what we think it is? That's R2. That's R2. This is the Academy. Holy fook. The mad bastards are doing it again. So it's not quite the Academy yet. R2?
He had a kid with him?
They're building a seat. So they can have a little sit down, yeah.
How long will I be waiting? Is anyone here? Anyone alive?
They're like ants, I've just realised. They're like worker ants. The music. Is that Luke? That's Luke. You can see the silhouette. Grogu! Whoa! They did a much better job with the face this time. Hold on, so Grogu is Luke's first student. Oh my god. This is just Luke Skywalker on screen in 2022. Doing the things I wanted him to do in the sequels.
Grogu's like, it's a feast.
All right.
Let's go for a walk.
The voice again. Spot on. I'd rather watch an hour of this than any of
I want to tell
the
you
sequels.
about someone you remind me of a great deal. His name was Yoda.
Jedi. Oh! Oh! Order 66. Clone Troopers. The Temple. Imagine we just see Anakin in the background. Who saves him? I love the parallels between his and Din's childhood.
Welcome back.
Din with the
Galaxy is a
CIS.
dangerous place.
Grogu with the clones. Can we just get this series, please? Like, and call it The Rise of Skywalker, you know? We'll just forget the other one exists. Ahsoka! What's...
You. I didn't expect to see you here.
Is Ahsoka gonna be with
I'm a
Luke?
friend of the family.
Yes, she
You
is!
weren't going to help train Grogu.
That's why R2 brought you to me instead.
Ah, this is where Ahsoka is.
What is this place?
There's nothing now.
The beginnings of the
It'll
temple.
someday be a great school.
He's there! Oh.
All right.
Are you doing this for Grogu? Or are you doing
Oh
this
no,
for
he's doing it
yourself?
for himself. 100%. And us.
I just...
Perhaps he is a Padawan now.
He can be both. He can be a paddling.
Well,
Or a fodder one.
this armor will protect him.
It will only make things more difficult for him.
Ahsoka, I know you're doing the best for them both, but right now, fuck off. I want to see this. I mean, I guess it makes sense story-wise, you know. He then can go back to Tatooine, get on with his Boba mission, and, you know, it still gives him purpose in the next season.
Let's see you jump.
Jump? Oh my
Really?
god.
That's all you got?
He's so adorable. He's gonna fly up right into the atmosphere, land on Din's windscreen. That's how we get reunited.
Don't try.
Just can't help but smile every time I see his face.
The wide world exists in balance.
He's gonna go flying into the water. Oh. Oh no! Luke, not again! Yeah, there you go, buddy. Look at that flip.
Good.
Yeah, look at him go! Oh my god. We're getting so much more than I ever thought we would. It's just Ahsoka and Luke. Just Ahsoka and Luke. On screen in live action together. No big deal.
So much like your father.
Yes. God, she could recount him with so many tales of Anakin during the Clone Wars. Okay. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming, folks. If you're able to focus after what an amazing first half hour that was. Jesus Christ, that skull. Is that the Krayt Dragon skull? That is, it was the Krayt Dragon skull. They were the Jawas.
I don't think you heard what I said.
I don't think you're paying attention, dude.
Come here, Deputy.
That's got to be his kid. They look too alike.
Your town might be good for now. But it's
He
all
knows
over
the
same
Pikes
planet.
are going to
We
be
need good
invading.
people to step up, or the spice is bound to come through these parts.
As long
He's
as
got
they do, that's no
motivation.
problem. Get the word out. I want all men and women of fighting age to come to town.
Yeah, he's doing it.
It's not our problem, Marshal.
Cad Bane? Cad Bane? Are we getting... That's the stranger? Cad Bane?
Hey, Joe,
No fucking way.
do me a favor and tell this...
I recognise that walk and that silhouette from anywhere.
Something wrong, Marshal?
Now I can see Cobb Vanth being killed here and Cad Bane taking over.
What's going on, boss?
Oh.
Whatever Fett is paying you, we'll match.
Oh,
All you've got to do is stay put.
he's working
Things play out.
for the Pikes.
Hey, the Marshal ain't for sale.
You're dead. Oh, that face! He knows who it is. My only complaint about his design is his hat is not wide enough. He needs a big hat. Oh shit. Yeah. I figured that was going to happen. That's why he's one of the deadliest bounty hunters in the galaxy. I love how there's a different style of music almost every time we come in here.
Might I get you something? Oh, excuse me.
Uh-oh. Or if it's a bomb.
Wait! You forgot your Captuna.
Yep. Pikes mean business.
I will give you a choice.
Is that a lightsaber? That could be a little lightsaber for him? Is that Yoda's?
This is a lightsaber.
Oh god. I'm not sure he's ready for that.
Teacher, Master Yoda.
Yeah, it's Yoda's saber. How did he get Yoda's saber?
And now,
This is the old, you know, you'll live to see all your friends die. You'll outlive Din. You'll be alone.
which do you choose?
He's gonna grab both at the... Can you imagine if he just force grabbed both at the same time? Of course they end there. Oh, Dave Filoni. Yeah, that's why you give Dave Filoni episodes to write, because he is a master of bringing together all of Star Wars lore and just making it work in a way that, you know, I can't even describe. This episode hit me in the feels so much. You know, massive upgrade on Luke's face. You know, obviously, the technology is still new, but I think they learned from the last time. He's been... I don't know why he won't leave me alone right now. And it's always when I'm doing these reactions. I think they learned from last time. His face in The Mandalorian Season 2 wasn't terrible. It was really good, but it was clear it wasn't, you know, it was CGI. With this, it was so much better. You know, if you were to see a still of it, it would look like a young Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. And the fact that they did so much of it is massively impressive. You know, the budget for this episode must have been huge, because, you know, we had a good solid 20 minutes of CGI Luke, you know? And, you know, it wasn't just like static Luke, it was Luke running, it was, you know, a lot of complex shots. But I mean, this episode felt like it was just a bunch of, like, it was like, let's get everyone that we've introduced so far in every season of the live action shows and just bring them all together, you know, and introduce new ones, because we got Cad motherfucking Bane. Cad Bane with, you know, his original voice actor. Obviously the voice is slightly less robotic because I think live action, you know, they tend to adjust slightly. And as I say, my only complaint about Cad Bane's design is his hat brim is not wide enough. He needs a hat out here, you know? I know it might look ridiculous, but it just suits him, you know? I just can't believe everything that happened in one episode, you know? Zuko, are you gonna leave me alone? Are you gonna leave me alone? Come on, jump down. We got so much more than I expected. And, you know, I know that people could again make the complaint of, oh, we barely got to see any of Boba. And, you know, it's a valid point, but this is a bigger story now. I've realised that the book of Boba Fett is not just about Boba Fett. It's about the wider world that we're building. Boba Fett's story was told in those first few episodes. You know, we got to see the flashbacks. We got to see how it is he got to this point. We got to see him build up a small part of his own, you know, syndicate, as you might call it. And ultimately, the story is going to revolve around his battle with the Pikes. You know, it's not going to be a story on the scale of The Mandalorian, where the focus is 100% on The Mandalorian. It's about all of those characters that we've seen so far and taking them on the journey. Ahsoka and Luke, you know, the simple fact that they have met, they have been together, it fills me with so much warmth, because it means that Luke can speak to Ahsoka. Ahsoka can tell him about Anakin. You know, he'd only ever heard from Obi-Wan, you know, stories about his father as a star pilot. He never really got told too much about, you know, his true nature, unless, you know, after the fact, Obi-Wan's ghost has been showing up and sort of revealing the real truth, which, you know, we don't know because we've not been given that kind of content, at least not as far as I'm aware. You know, so Ahsoka could just converse with Luke for hours and hours and hours, just telling him about Anakin. And, you know, can you imagine what that would be like for Luke? You know, it must be so refreshing to hear about Anakin when he was good, you know, rather than having to reflect back on Vader that whole time. I love the parallels with Grogu and Din and their two flashbacks. You know, in the first season of The Mandalorian, we saw back to Din's childhood and how he was saved by Death Watch after the CIS attacked. And in Grogu's backstory, we see him in the temple being protected by Jedi from the clones. And again, it's that tease of the moment where it looks like the clones are about to kill him. I get the feeling that next week we're going to see who saves him. Who could it be who saves him? Is it going to be a Jedi? It's definitely not going to be Anakin, I can tell you that much, because, you know, Anakin is not on their side at that point. But it does make me feel like there's a bigger story for Grogu here. You know, the fact that it's confirmed he was a student at the Jedi Temple during that era. It makes me feel that he has more than just a racial connection to Yoda. I think there might be a familial connection there, you know? Because, not that it makes a difference, I suppose, because the Jedi, again, emotional attachment is seen as bad. And a little part of me wishes Luke would try and move away from that and, you know, evolve the Jedi. evolve the Jedi to realize that you have to have some kind of attachment, because otherwise you see what happened with Anakin. Anakin's emotions, caused him to falter. And the fact that he couldn't love at the same time as be a Jedi was what caused him a lot of conflict. But Luke is still very young. This is still very early in his development. And, the fact that I got a strong feeling that Grogu is going to leave is because I'm certain that I heard that Ben was his first student. I would love for Grogu to, like, in the next episode, force pull both the armor and the lightsaber at the same time, and he becomes a foundling Padawan. Maybe not in the way that Luke wants to, but he goes off out there with a little lightsaber and his armor, and, becomes this Mandalorian Jedi, just in a different way. I'm just trying to figure out how Luke has Yoda's lightsaber. I know we saw it fall down in the Senate chambers. I'm assuming it was in an Imperial vault somewhere. And, Luke, after the fall of the Empire, was able to retrieve it. But yeah, man, what an episode. There was so much packed in here that, I would have taken that first 20 minutes as a series of its own. Just watching Luke and Grogu train and, seeing Luke in his elements. It's all that I think we as Star Wars fans really wanted. I get that some people loved Luke's development in the sequel trilogy. The fact that he isn't perfect and that he does falter, and, that he does things that might have been, against the sort of the character that he portrayed in the original trilogy, because, yeah, characters can change. They can, develop in negative ways as well as positive ways. They can make mistakes. They have flaws. But, I think a lot of us just wanted to see Luke at peace and, in his element. See a happy Luke. We just want him to be happy, and that's what we're getting here. And I love it. I'm here for every minute of it. So my favourite episode of the season by far. That might just be because I'm biased and I love the nostalgia trip, and also the sheer amount of cameos and Cad Bane. But I don't care. I loved it. It was brilliant. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Please do let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you for the next one.